What's up YouTube, Mkohl40 here. I'm excited to be back on GalacticGod's channel, giving you guys another pretty cool deck profile swap. So his video will be over on my channel. You guys over there, please check out my content and tell me what you guys think, because it's always kind of cool to get the chance to experience a new audience every once in a while. And the deck profile swaps have seemed to have been really cool, because it gets another opinion out there, and you guys can still get a different side of the coin for deck profiles. So me and Galactic have been talking for the past week or so about what we wanted to do for a deck. We were thinking about past hidden arsenal themes like Dragoonities, kind of visiting Jirax, things like that. But our interest was kind of caught by the new Blackluster Soldier, the Envoy of the Twilight. We were curious to kind of make it semi-competitive, at least in some way, shape, or form. So, after reading it, you gotta have the same number of lights or darks in your graveyard to summon it, and you have to banish all of the one type, which can kind of be hard sometimes to achieve, but it's not as hard as you think it is. Once you summon it, though, it's a free 3,000 beater, things like that. So, when I visited this card, I was like, alright, you know, the Gaia brothers pretty much just came out in Duelist Alliance, the light and the dark. So we figured, why not try to make this deck fun in some way, shape, or form. So I went with the centralized warrior theme, as you guys see here. Triple celerity, pretty much to make your guys even more beat sticks. It's going to turn your white knight into a 2200 beater, and same thing with polar. And that's something that a lot of decks are going to have a hard time dealing with. You know, you kind of are losing card advantage so much to turn your cards into beat sticks, but when you're playing against things that can make XYZs that are giantly big, turning your monsters into decently big monsters with celerity can really put a damper on your opponent's day. So, kind of walk through some of the stuff here. You guys might be noticing Photon Thrasher, pretty straightforward. Thrasher plus Raiden, each school is a level 8 synchro, which can put you into Blader or Colossal to really put a damper on your opponent's day. Plus Thrasher with celerity up, his massive numbers. That 800 boost puts it at 2900, which is pretty ridiculous. Raiden, just the free mill, can't be really relevant outside of that and being a tuner. So it loads up the graveyard, and once again, it's a tuner that you can search for off of charge and your two Rhodas, which is pretty straightforward. Of course, the Gaia brothers, their effects are kind of subpar, but it's still kind of cool having the general recruitability behind them. So, outside of the Gaia brothers, you're going to have your 3 BLS. It's actually really cool to have 3 BLS in one deck at one time. The Triple Thrasher, Triple Raiden, the 6 Gaia brothers, and of course, 3 Blue Mountain Butterspy. When you normal summon a warrior type monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and he can't be used for synchro material. But it's a warrior Kage Tokage. So if you just very simply go Thrasher and normal summon Gaia, you can bring up Blue Mountain and then go into Deltaros, which is kind of disgusting when you think about it when you're playing the deck. So we're also playing 2 Reinforcement of the Army, pretty much searches for all of your base monsters for general combo ability. We're playing 2 Chaos Seed. So, if you control both light and dark monsters, you can target 1 banished light or dark warrior type monster, add it to your hand. Pretty straightforward. If you set up your Envoy, or if you have light and dark going here, you just get the ability just to recur back stuff from your graveyard, or your move from game pile, which pretty cool. The later the game goes, the more the card becomes live. It's going to be kind of dead early game when you draw it, and we understood that. That's why we only played 2 copies of it. So if not, you can just set it as an MST bluff if you're really worried about it. 1 charge, once again, pretty self-explanatory. Loading up the graveyard for celerity if you really need to trigger it, and then searching for your level 4 tuner to mill even more. And of course, triple celerity. In a deck like this that's going to be primarily warrior based, there's no reason not to play it. And then the trap board is pretty defensive. Playing a deck like this, I would rather make sure that my traps can maintain what I'm trying to do while I'm setting up my general combos and things like that. So, bottomless, torrential, triple prison, triple breakthrough, 1 compulse, triple exchange of twilight. So you can only use one of these once per turn, and only once that turn. So you can send a light warrior monster from your hand to the graveyard, then add 1 dark warrior monster from your deck to your hand. Once again, loading up that graveyard. And you can send 1 dark warrior monster from your hand to the graveyard to add one light warrior type monster from your deck to your hand with the same level the monster you sent. So once again, dark, light, dark, light, light. I mean, the cool things that you can do with this, just to further set up your combo plays and XYZ. This card is really nutty. And then, of course, 2 emptiness just for general defensive purposes. So the extra deck is going to be pretty self-explanatory here. Chose mainly warriors for what we needed. I mean, you can't have an extra deck without Excitement in 101, unfortunately. I still kind of miss Dweller. I'm kind of on the fence about it, so we might play it. But Cowboy, Exciting, 2 Star Liege, pretty good for 2 of. Excalibur, kind of want 2 Excalibur. I'm still debating on it. Excalibur is honestly one of those cards that, you know, 4K is really beautiful when you're messing with your opponent, and it's something that I really want to consider more of. I mean, your extra deck kind of is cramped the way it is, but you can change it as you're playtesting. 1 Silent Monarch, 2 Gandiva. This is beautiful the way this thing functions and plays out, depending on what you're playing against. 2 Blade Armor Ninja once again. This kind of does the same thing Excalibur does, but less attack presence and more for the double attack. 1 Deltaros, 1 Kagusuchi, Stardust, Colossal, and Crimson Blader. Pretty straightforward deck though, guys. Please do check out GalacticGod's video over on my channel. Like I said though, there's some really cool plays that you can combo off with this deck, and it's actually one of the funner decks I think that I'll have the chance to work on with Galactic. So guys, tell us what you think of both builds in the comment section down below on both videos if you can. Please do check out my channel while you're over there. It would be good if you guys maybe subscribe, maybe. So, alright guys, Mkohl40 out, and best of luck to GalacticGod.